Well, good morning. Good to see you. We'll start having a look around markets as we get going. I can see there's been a bit of action this morning. This large move higher in the E-mini was on the news that China is open for talks with the US, but it must be built on respect. Markets just rallying on any side of news that it's possible that the US and China were going to come to some kind of like trade arrangement and negotiation. That was just sort of boosting sentiment this morning, and we're now seeing that just rally, peter out now in line with the inventory, which is negative. Let's have a quick look around markets, see what's going on. Commodities, gold absolutely surging. You can see that that is absolutely relentless. The gold bull market is just not stopping at all. You can see again, nice sort of flag pattern breaking out to the upside. Recently, we've got this relentless bull trend. Gold silver ratio, silver is still above 100, that gold silver ratio, which is just a clear buy for silver, as I've been saying from these lows. Yeah, it's been very nice. Gold just continues to relentlessly run high. All the debt, all this stagflation, gold is a great beneficiary, and it just is relentlessly bid. Silver still looks decent value to me. If you look at silver on the monthly chart, see we have got these highs to potentially reach all the way from 2011. Could see some big beneficiaries there in silver. So I think there's still potential upside for silver. I'll be trying to add into that as and when we go. Oh, well done, Najam. That's great work. Well done. Now, I had a disaster with that China trade. I was in it on a scalp afterwards,
coming up in under 10 minutes.
Price just pulled back and hit my maximum loss by like one tick, and then it reversed the other way. So I had a disaster with that one because I switched to the main contracts when I saw how strong that sentiment was. I had a great few trades in the minis, and then got hammered on the main one that hit my max risk tolerance, which is $600. I know. So yeah, back in it. Looking at the great trade, by the way, it was a fantastic one. So we may get some more opportunities. In terms of the macro fundamental outlook, what we've got is we've got Trump, who's launching a critical mineral investigation. There is Japan negotiating directly with Trump today. And we've got UK, who say they're in the foothills of a deal with the US. The EU-US said they've little made progress on talks. So again, it's very much headline trading that's out there at the moment. There's a absence of positive sentiment right now, and you're seeing VIX is higher off the highs of the day, but sentiment is just weaker out there. We've got that China news, which did lift sentiment early this morning, but that has since faded, and we're looking like a negative start to the session. We'll be in two-way opportunities. 10-year yields, no major moves there, and that's good. We're keeping an eye on the US 10-year bond. If that starts moving higher, it's a sign of distress. Likely we'll see more dollar weakness and more bids coming into gold if we see such a move. We had UK CPI data out this morning, and really not much to give the Bank of England a green light for cutting interest rates. Really not a whole lot going on there at all. Yes, it's fractionally lower than markets were expecting, but still too high. And the problem is with the UK is if the UK do end up cutting interest rates in the coming meeting, then that's only an inflationary force. So that's what's going on there. Let's see what else we've got. In terms of the calendar events coming up, it's pretty mixed out there. EIA data, got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision. They're roughly 50-50, and Powell speaking later at 6:30. New Zealand CPI data coming up later. If you look at short-term interest rate markets, it's roughly 50-50 split on how the Bank of Canada is going to be reacting. Okay, keep that in mind for the Bank of Canada decision for any of those CAD traders out there. Apart from that, what we're looking at now as we're coming into the session is inventory has been negative from the overnight session. If you look at the Globex Open, we are 5,000 contracts down. We had this big surge in price on that positive sentiment from China. And we're
update on energy. Vista Energy buys Petronas Argentina in cash and stock deal, according to Bloomberg.
We're in a potential area, right, for upside here, because this is those trapped sellers. So trapped sellers, price moves higher. So this could be a potential turnaround point also in this value area high. So this wouldn't be an unreasonable area to potentially see more upside from this region. So be keeping an eye on that in line with the sentiment. And you've got these trapped sellers here on the 15. So trapped sellers, price moving down. This is not a bad area to look for a potential retracement. You can see a little bit of, I know Delta's been moving lower from that, but this is not a bad area for a potential turnaround.
Good morning, equity traders. Daily News Score US Equity Open News. That's up on the headline feed and the research suite.
Yeah, you just got that little move here, right? Little sellers. If they got trapped there, I might take a little speculative long. I'm going to try and get another one of these accounts past. Something to do here today. I'm going to have a go at passing these accounts again. So that's nice. Sort of potential turnaround here. Bit of exhaustion. See if we can have these buyers trap any sellers. At the moment, there's no sort of sellers really trapped down here, but there is a bit of some bids trying to come in. Have they trapped any sellers yet? No, not yet. But when they do, that's not a bad area for potential turnaround. Something I'm going to be looking at as we go into the session, particularly if you can see any of these sellers get trapped here on the 1 minute. That will be a nice little area just around that 5372. That would potentially open up a move. Okay. Yeah, Powell speaking at 6:30 tonight as well. That could be interesting. And again, we need to be aware of headline trading. It's very likely to be headlines today, either on the Japanese deal. If that falls through, that would be very negative for sentiment. Similarly, we need to be looking for any fresh headlines from China as well. That could really boost sentiment as well. So that's where we're at. Major areas to be looking at. This area here is just really crucial. This is the first area I'm looking at. These sellers trapped. See if we see a little turnaround. Any indication of turnaround here could be suitable going up to that daily VWAP. See that sentiment is negative. It is pushing lower. So then we're looking for an opportunity to short from any retracements back to that area there. Then look for fresh opportunities to sell if we see any movements back up to this region, and then get fresh catalyst for a potential change. So let's just put an area where we'll be looking for. There you see these buyers trapped there. See those buyers? Right, trapped there. Prices moved lower. And then what we're looking for here is a retracement up to that level, or some basing action from this level up to there. So these are the two areas we've got. We're sort of right in the middle of it. There we go. In fact, that may be a short-term opportunity there. Let's have a look. You got buyers. Have they trapped those? Yes, you have. So I'll have a quick buyer market there. You just got those sellers getting trapped by these buyers here. It might be a quick opportunity for a little scalp up to these highs. So this is the sort of area we're looking for a potential turnaround. Right, and then looking for sellers up at this area here. Just see, you've got those buyers trapping these sellers for a potential turnaround there.
Just coming up to 1 minute now to the US data. Industrial production for March seen it down to 0.2%. Capacity utilization seen falling to 78%. Manufacturing output that's seen up 0.3%.
We're just trying to push up a little bit. I want to see if we can just get up through this area. Could be very vulnerable to quick sellers coming in, so you've got to be careful of this.
Still waiting for the data. Industrial production, that's down 0.3%, more than the expected down 0.2%. For capacity utilization, that's 77.8%, beneath the expected 78%. And manufacturing output, that rises 0.3%, in line with the expected.
Hey Konstantinos, very good morning to you. We're more tariff headline driven. Trump meeting with Japan today. China happy to deal with China if China is treated with respect by the US. there's not much data out. There's Powell speaking later. We've got Bank of Canada meeting. It's 50-50 whether they cut or not. And quite a lot of negative delta coming in here. So I'm just going to have a little sell just against those buyers there. That sort of moving back in this direction here. Sellers on volume, trapping those buyers there. See if we get a little flush down into this region. Is in keeping with this more negative sentiment as we've started the session, but just got to be careful here because you've got those sellers trapped from earlier. Let's see if we get a little move down. Sellers on volume, trapping those buyers there. So any hopes of a turnaround are just vindicated there.
Is to visit Italy and India between April 18th and 24th.
Now we've trapped those buyers as well. So price wants to go down for a little bit further.
Just some commentary from the Iranian foreign ministry spokesman on X. Says that US talks are at risk of falling apart if the goalposts are moved. Commentary there from the Iranian foreign ministry spokesman.
Got a few minutes to the open. Bit of positive delta, but I might just take this off. Now I'm going to take that off as we head into the open. All right, okay, so let's just quickly look at this. See, that's where those sellers were trapped here. Buyers, momentum high, sellers trapped there. So a potential turnaround here does make sense. So if I see anything like that just gives me half an opportunity for a turnaround, which you've kind of got, if you see a little bit of if I see a retracement down here at the open, I'll take that just because there's buyers sort of been trying to build in here. So if I get a pullback here at the open, I'll buy that and see if we can run up. That's the plan. So today on the open, a couple of longs, sellers trapped in a key area. We were looking for buyers and we took some buys off that level, taking a couple of longs, nicely profit taken. Up the top, looking for some shorts, took a little short, just a quick little move lower. Then we were looking at little jobbing actions during the session, lots of different moves. The main driver was on the 15-minute chart. And you could see here that we had these sellers trapping these buyers, which was the inspiration for shorts. Then we switched to longs once we had these sellers being trapped clearly here on the 15-minute chart. That gave us some good opportunities for some longs. I took that best on the this trade here, which was on here, was just taking with that breakout. Nice clear move. Then trying to couple of shorts to close the session. Nicest trade of the day was probably the short to close the day here. This was a lovely trade. A number of us got in on this, which was we had the move higher, then we got lower underneath that point of control, and when we had these sellers trap these buyers, it became very clear that we were heading back lower. We'd seen this breakout to the upside, right? Breakout to the upside, pull back lower, and then these buyers here, look, all getting trapped. Breakout buyers now all trapped. And once they were all trapped there was this little candle here where we saw buyers trying to stage a recovery. This was a decent buy area, right? The bottom of this breakout area. Breakout, retest, right? So we had breakout, retest, buyers came in but couldn't do anything with it. And then we had sellers try and trap them, they couldn't. Try and trap them, they couldn't. And then here, this point here, right, buyers all trapped on this candle. So on that candle, point of control moved, just a lovely area to short. We have stopped super tight over that 5378, entered a short and then a second short as we moved up to the point of control, and then just took profit as we moved down into the bottom of this area and took a final short when I had those buyers here, right? Trapped by this candle. So another short was legitimate. And then we've seen this carry on down. And even here, as we're speaking, you can see, right, buyers trapped and went to a value area. So quite close to passing that account on the 1 day, which is the 50,000 one, which is nice and is some compensation for the earlier. I hope you all have a very good afternoon. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, folks. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.